Hello, welcome back. My name is Tyler, and this is my channel, Journey to Financial Freedom. This is my second episode, and we're going to be talking about budgets. And really, budgets are kind of like this core essential to financial freedom because you have to be able to understand where all your money is going, right? So, budgets kind of became really important to me when I was in college because that's really my first time, working a job, then having to pay rent, groceries, kind of balancing going out, eating food, or even buying that cup of coffee. And so we really need to be able to understand where our money's going. And what's really interesting too is nowadays we have so many different subscriptions, right? So from Amazon Prime, Spotify, Netflix, Hulu. With all these different subscriptions, it kind of absorbs your money. You kind of think about at the end of the month, where did all my money go? What happened to my paycheck? And you kind of end up with this meme. It's like you have some money in your wallet and it's gone. And so what I want to do today is kind of go through about budgets and kind of talk about why you need them. So I use a combination of the 50-30-20 rule and the zero-sum budget. And we'll go over and talk about these two different types of budgets and how I use them. So the 50-30-20 rule kind of states, right? We have 50% of your income, and this is your take-home income. So after your income's been deducted for taxes and your 401k. So for this example, let's use $3,000, right? So you have $3,000 a month, and 50% should go to your needs. And your needs are categorized as your housing, utilities, groceries, kind of like all these essential things that you need to live, right? So out of the $3,000, $1,500 should go to these needs. And the other category that we have, the 30%, is your wants. So your wants are shopping, Amazon, especially with with Thanksgiving and Black Friday coming up. You have all these deals that you might be tempted to buy, but you should really be focused on this 30%. Should also include, going out, eating, buying that cup of coffee, things that you really don't need but are just kind of wants in your life. And the other 20% is your kind of like finances. So when I talk about finances, it kind of depends on where you are in your life, but they could be broken down into paying off debt, savings, and then investments. And so one of the people that I follow a lot is Dave Ramsey, and he suggests that you save up $1,000. And so maybe that's something you might want to do or should start, is saving up $1,000. And then once you saved up $1,000 as an emergency fund, so in case you get into a car accident or in case you have like a trip to the ER or unexpected doctor's visit, you have that $1,000 as kind of like backup. And then the other aspect of it is once you have this $1,000, what you want to do now is pay off any kind of debt that you have. So whether it's credit card debt, student loans, and then once that's done, you could kind of go into saving up 6 months worth of expenses as another emergency fund. And then from there, once you have that set, begin to focus on investments. So being able to invest in the stock market or real estate, that kind of category of building wealth. So that's like the 50-30-20 rule, is how you should have these different budget lines and where you don't want to exceed from one category to another. Well, in terms of financial freedom, you really want to be able to hit as much of the 20% as you can, right? So the first thing you should do, the 20% being finances, is that you want to pay yourself first. So get your income, take 20% of that and put it away, put it into another account so you're not tempted to spend it. But in terms of your needs and your wants, the 50% and 30%, I kind of see it as a challenge of not actually exceeding those levels and using the extra and moving it into your finances, right? So this is where the zero-sum budget plays in. The zero-sum budget is the idea of you essentially have your budget and you want to assign every single dollar amount to these different categories. So for example, we have our needs, right? And say for your needs, your rent is say $1,000 a month. So you have $1,000 that will be going to your rent, and of your needs you have $500 left. So perhaps you have utilities and between the grocery bills, and at the end of the month, out of that $500, say you have $100 left over. So you pretty much at this point spent $1,400 out of your $1,500 needs, but you have $100 left over in this category. Now what you want to do is take that $100 and assign it to another category. And ideally this isn't going to go into your wants, but it should go into your financials. So that extra $100 is a way of paying off your loan faster or having some extra money to invest in. And then that's the same thing you would want to do for your wants. So perhaps you see it as a game where you don't want to spend all your wants. So you have your 30% on your wants. So what you want to do is try finding ways of spending less on these two different categories, on your needs and your wants. Finding ways of spending less and then maximizing that savings and putting it into your 20%, your finances. So that's kind of like your way of playing a game where how can I save money here and there so I could put it into investments or savings or paying off debt. And so what I want to go into next for the next video will be what's the best way of tracking my spending, what kind of apps or different methods of actually seeing where I'm spending, and how can getting that visibility help me in the long run in terms of it's like, hey, I've been spending this much money here, how can I reduce this so I can get this savings and invest it or save it. And so thanks again for this video, and if you like it and want to see the next one, hit subscribe. Thank you.